Now let's take a look at some of the ways we can resize our brush. I have the scratch board selected, and obviously I can go up to the properties bar and I could choose a brush size there. I can enter a numeric value, or there's a drop down with a slider that I can drag to increase or decrease the brush size. Holding down the control key slows down the slider, making it a little more precise. But I'll show you a faster way to change your brush size in just a bit. There are two basic ways you might go about choosing a brush size. The first is choosing a specific point size for pencil or ink drawing. In this scenario, you may want to use an exact brush size so that your line widths remain consistent. For example, 4.0 is the brush size you use for outlines, and 2.0 is the size you use for hatching and details. You could enter the value numerically in the properties bar, but what may be faster is to use the brush size library. Found in the window menu, brush control panels, brush shape, the size library offers you a series of preset brush diameters from very fine to the maximum brush size, 750 pixels. You can create your own preset brush sizes, delete presets, and even change the view of the icons using the buttons at the bottom of the panel. The second method for choosing a brush size is to choose a diameter that is relative to your canvas size. In this case, you're not really concerned about a specific brush size, you just know that you want a big, medium, or small brush. You could use the slider in the properties bar, but a faster way to do it is to use a keyboard shortcut. Hold down Ctrl and Alt and tap and drag your brush on the canvas. That will create a circle that defines the diameter of your brush. In most cases, this visual cue is fairly accurate, but with some brushes like particle brushes, the actual brush stroke may not match the radius you defined. In addition to the circle visualization, there's also a meter that shows your radius numerically. I will select the smooth variant, and if I create a large brush and paint with maximum pressure, you can see that I get a brush that is as wide as the diameter I defined. Now let's say you have a brush that you want to be just a little bit larger or smaller. You could of course modify the numeric value in the properties bar, or you can press the left or right bracket keys on your keyboard. If I press the right bracket key repeatedly, it's going to incrementally make my brush larger. You may be able to see that cursor is growing. And if you look up in the properties bar, each time I press the right bracket key, the brush size value increases by 1 pixel. Now if I press the left bracket key, then the brush size decreases. I can even hold the key down to have it steadily decrease. This lets me easily fine-tune my brush if I want it to be just a little bit smaller or a little bit bigger. If your drawing tablet has a touch ring, you can program it to the bracket keys to resize your brush that way as well. Here's my preferred method for resizing the brush. Rather than using the Ctrl-Alt keyboard shortcut, you can program one of the buttons on your pen to activate Ctrl and Alt. For example, I have the Pro Pen selected in the Wacom tablet properties, and in the Pen tab, I have the button that's nearest the tip of the pen set to a modifier which is set to Ctrl+Alt. The other pen button is set to right-click. So if I want to resize my brush, all I have to do is hold down this button and drag my pen. I can make a very tiny brush, I can make a very big brush, and everything in between. Now let's talk about how to vary the opacity of our brushes. I will select the Airbrushes category, and I will choose Soft. If I paint with this brush, it gradually builds up the opacity based on how hard you press. If you press lightly, the paint will be thinner and more transparent. If you press harder, the paint will be thicker and more opaque. We can control the opacity of a brush from the properties bar. Just like with the brush size, we can numerically enter an opacity level, let's say 50%, and now the brush will paint at 50% opacity using maximum pressure. If we set the opacity to 2%, then the paint is not going to be as opaque when we make strokes, and it will take more effort to build them up to full opacity. There's also an opacity slider that we can drag, and if we hold the Control key, we can slow down the sensitivity for more precision. Alternatively, we can use the number keys on our keyboard. I can press 1 to set the opacity to 10%, or 9 to set the opacity to 90%. 5 sets it to 50, and so on. I don't often change the opacity setting unless I find a brush is a bit too strong or a bit too weak. Typically, I build up opacity gradually using overlapping strokes, so usually I set my opacity pretty low, let's say around 9%. Then if I'd like to paint something like a sky, I can fill my canvas with a bright blue. Then I'll select a darker, more indigo blue and use very light pen pressure to fade the opacity out. Similar to how you used a keyboard shortcut to increase and decrease the size of your brush, you can also increase and decrease the opacity of your brush. Hold down Ctrl and Alt and tap to drag out a circle, but this time let go of Ctrl and Alt and press Ctrl once on its own. That changes the mode from size to opacity. Now if you drag right and left or up and down, the opacity of the circle changes, which in turn defines the opacity of the brush. Let's drag the opacity to around 20% and then lift our pen up. Now we've chosen an opacity value for that brush. It's also possible to control the squeeze or flatness of the brush tip with an on-screen shortcut. Hold down Ctrl and Alt, then drag out a circle, let go of Ctrl and Alt, then press Ctrl 2 times to enter squeeze mode. I'll drag out another circle. Pressing Ctrl 3 times allows you to control the angle of the brush tip. Press Ctrl again, and you'll go back to controlling the radius. As you can see, you can quickly and intuitively shape your brush using the on-screen brush controls.